going to take an unforgettable journey. Viewer discretion is advised. The incredible Singh.
Sat Shri Akal ji, Sat Shri Akal ji, oh, Sat Shri Akal ji. This is the one, the only, the incredible Singh. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 81. This show is about things that affect us because everything affects us differently. I'll be talking about health and fitness tips that I try to live by, some current events, and showcase some of my favorite music as well. I hope I give you some positive insight and motivate you to enjoy life. That's what this show is all about. And episode 80, that was a little while back here, but now, here we are with 81. It's been a few months. I tried to do it weekly. It clearly didn't happen. Got busy with a few other things, and another sinus infection. Can't really avoid those things for whatever reason. But, the NFL playoffs happened. Unfortunately, Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and the other passengers, they died in the helicopter crash. So there was a bunch of that was going on. Australia bushfires were going on. The Chinese New Year, the lunar year of the rat, that was going on. I ended up cleaning house with regards to watching The Office, and I started watching The Flash, so then I got busy with that, and then then I started listening to all the news, and here we are with COVID-19, so we're all stuck in the house. That's how it is. And I'm going to talk about that because that seems to be the only thing that's really important these days, and because everything is shut down, everybody's got to stay home. Everybody can't do anything unless it's absolutely essential. So all the large events, all the NBA, all the hockey closures, all the schools are shut down. People are getting tested left, right, and center. Everybody's got to do their part and stay safe. You got to wash your hands, clean up after yourself, don't touch your face. And it's funny, the doctors have been saying it for years and years and years. I'm gonna pause on that for a second here. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more a little bit later on here. I also want to talk about my favorite 3 songs for this week. There's a lot of different music that's been coming out over the last several months, but my top 3 this week are going to be by the Roach Killer, Amrit and Deep Dandu. Who will this week's Song in 60 Seconds go to? Definitely stay tuned to find out about that. But let's start off episode number 81 with the last Song in 60 Seconds by Harrdy Sandhu, Dance Like, right here, right now. It's time for the incredible health tip of the week. Wash your hands, you filthy animals. To prevent the spread of germs in general, wash your hands regularly, especially when you're going to be in public areas. Use soap and scrub for about 20 to 30 seconds. Sing a song while you do it to make the time pass. Stay clean, people. That's how we're going to prevent and get through COVID-19. Let's play some more music here with Ranjit, Bawa, Nimrat, Khaira, Sohniye. So guys, anxiety at this moment in time is at an all-time high with COVID-19 happening all over the place. It doesn't care about boundaries. It doesn't care who you are, old, young. Doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. It does not care. It's coming after us, and we're trying to get through this. So we've all seen the Corona memes, the Corona memes gone wild, which have now kind of dwindled to nothing as this threat to humanity has become more real on a daily basis. We've got a lot of BS that's out there. We've got to filter through all the garbage that's out there. But I'll say this, the best thing to do is anything that comes from a doctor, I will pay attention to. If it comes from somebody else, these forwards, like there's a billion forwards that people are putting out there, like do this, that, and the other, and scratch your head and touch your toes, and it's caused because of this and that, the other. look, do your research, follow what the doctors are saying. Don't pay attention to anybody else. You talk about the medical practitioners and all that, saying like, what you need to do and whatnot. Now's the perfect time to actually listen to them. I think a lot of us are, but there's still a lot of people that have a little screws loose, and they're really not focusing the way that they should be, helping society the way they should be, and they're actually causing more problems by carrying the virus. I heard a story about Kanika Kapoor running around and thinking like, oh yeah, no, I'm invincible, and apparently she has it now. So there's some story about that. But yeah, look, people, like, it doesn't matter. Like, just stay home, do your thing at home. That's really what the bottom line is. But I wanted to talk about in this segment anyways, talk about what happened to me over the last couple of months. I had an obvious hiatus. I tried to do the show monthly or weekly, which is now becoming a little bit more on a monthly basis. But I want to talk about some of the highs that I had and some of the lows that I had. Let's start with the lows. Like I was saying at the top of the show, I had another sinus infection that plagued me again for weeks, which I was able to overcome with only a prescription nasal spray, sinus rinse, and 2 bottles of Benylin. Ugh, that's a lot of stuff, but it has to be done. What was worse than that is there was snow where, like, this is a high, I guess you could say. So the snow part of it, I don't really care for the snow, but the high was the fact that me and my daughter got a chance to hang out in the snow, play around, and we made a snowman as well. So that was actually really cool. So both of us really enjoyed doing that. So definitely a high point there. But I have to say probably the lowest point for me was, and to be quite honest, like I still feel embarrassed, I guess you could say. I'll explain what happened and how this kind of works. I still feel embarrassed about what has happened, and I can't really stop that feeling. And I've done some research, and I know other people feel the same way as well. Anyways, like, I'll explain my feelings in a sec here, but I'll explain what happened. So I had a panic attack that was so bad that I couldn't catch my breath, and I literally passed out from hyperventilating, and I ended up in the hospital. This is real. I mean, this is when it gets really, really real. I mean, like, people talk about like, oh yeah, it's just in your head, this and that. Yeah, it is in your head to a certain extent, but when it's physiological, when there's physiological issues that's preventing you from doing what your tasks are, then it's clearly a problem. So anyways, since then, I got some results for the blood work. Everything's fine. Got a Holter monitor done. Everything's fine. There's no signs of physical issues in any way, shape, or form. It's literally just the ability, my ability to cope with my thoughts. So after speaking to a couple of, actually I spoke with 2 different counselors. One was through a chat and one is on the phone. I haven't done the in-person one, but basically the conclusion is that I just got to keep doing what I have been doing, which is, deal with each situation as it comes. Avoid thinking about it being avoid thinking about it being a possibility when I'm going to go out and do something. So basically, like, what am I trying to say? Kind of jumbling my words, I guess. Basically what I'm trying to say is that you can't let this stop you from doing things. You got to continue doing things, and make the memories and whatnot, have a great time. You can't let this stop you from doing things, is really what I'm trying to say. I've been dealing with it for many years now. So breathing exercises, meditation, exercise, eating right, or I guess better as I have been, basically taking care of all the physiological things so that mentally I can become stronger, as well as emotionally as well. Anxiety is something that people deal with in their mind. They cannot turn it off or on like a light switch. Other people don't see it like that, and it makes it really hard to try to explain it to them, what exactly it is that they're feeling. You know, for some people, it just feels like you're trapped in a room, feels like there's no lights and you can't see anything, so you're scared that way. For me, it's more like everything's fine, and somebody came up from behind me and stuck a plastic bag over my face. Hard to breathe. That whole panicky sort of feeling is sort of my feeling that I have, is probably the best way to kind of put it. So heart rate elevates and you like fight or flight syndrome and all that sort of stuff kind of happens for me. A lot of people are really good at hiding it. For the most part, I have been good at hiding it until recently. You know, there's a thing called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a way to deal with your feelings emotionally and physiologically to bring you back to the green level. Red is high, blue is low, and green is right in between. So basically, when it happens, like everything kind of just goes like red, like I see red almost as well. You know, it seems kind of weird, but like I'm not like angry, but I just like everything's like red flags everywhere, like oh my goodness. So for those of you dealing with it, like I was saying at the top of the segment, you know, I feel kind of embarrassed. You may feel embarrassed or ashamed even to feel this way, as it prevents you from doing things and even from talking about it. I feel this way when I'm with important people, or yeah, like I feel this way when I'm with important people. So, you know, the people that are important in my life, like I can explain it to them. I know they're not going to be like, oh, you're an idiot or whatever, right? Like nobody says that, not at least anymore anyways, right? So, you know, as long as you have a good group of people around you, then you are good to go. Important people, yeah, so let's talk about that. People that have known me long enough, they are there to help me through it. They're not there to leave me hanging. Quite recently, you know, when this whole panic attack happened, it was actually strangers that actually helped me and picked me up and got me, you know, to get some help. For those of you who do not know what it is like I was saying earlier, or don't know anyone who has had these issues in the past, you may not know how to deal with those people, but what I can say is that you can be there for that person while they're going through whatever their issue is. And, you know, the biggest thing is probably not to suggest solutions, especially if they're unwarranted and you really don't know. Don't tell them everything will be okay. Hey, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. It's not fine. It's not fine in that moment. Everything is not fine in that moment. Saying that is a bunch of crap. It actually really irritates people. A lot of people that I've spoken with, it really does bother them. For me, it does bother me as well. Don't say everything will be fine. For me, right? So, you know, a little bit more of a blanket sort of thing is what you can say is, I'm here for you and I got your back. I got you. We're gonna do this together. You're not alone. It will be done together. I've got you, right? I'm here for you. So basically being patient, listening, trying to understand what the cues are, you know, do something if they ask you to do something, but otherwise just letting them know that you're there for them and you got their back. That will be very, very important because that builds the trust. That is the point of this. Trust is very important. And till this day, I have not been able to stop feeling embarrassed when I get a panic attack. But I've learned that I can trust those around me and to talk about what happened so they know how to help me or what can be done going forward in the future. So, you know, I hope I can help you guys out with that. So definitely talk about it. Anybody that you trust, or if you don't have somebody that you can trust, or you know, you already have like a bias kind of set up with your friends and family and stuff like that, then yeah, definitely talk to a counselor. Like that's exactly what they're there for. So give them a call, you know, there's lots of different services that are available. Please contact me, theincrediblesing@hotmail.com. If you have any questions, any concerns about anxiety, you need some help to find some resources, definitely let me know. But let's get back to the music here. This is a song I was going through my old stuff, I guess you could say. And this is a song that kind of, you know, I haven't heard in a long time, but when I listened to it, I was like, wow, like, why I haven't listened to it? Anyways, so it's a little bit upbeat, but it actually calms me down, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it makes me feel pretty good. The song is by Aslam Ali. It's called SANU Te CHANGAH. It's a QAWALI refix right here on the Incredible Livecast. Alright guys, it's time for the incredible fitness tip of the week. Portion control. Your stomach can hold your own 2 fists of food, which is an appropriate portion to your meal. Eating too much or too little regularly will stretch or decrease the size of your stomach to an unhealthy size. If you still feel hungry after eating a meal, wait about 30 minutes. That gives you more than enough time for your body to kind of adjust and kind of process what's going on before you end up having another portion. Some of us are stress eating, especially while we're in the middle of this pandemic. So try to measure your portions and keep yourself in check. Now I'm going to play a track by Raminder Puller featuring Amy Tour called Birka. Alright guys, it's time for my favorite top 3 songs. The first song is going to go to the Roadkiller and Blitz for Ghora Part 2 Bang Bang! The boys are back with another Punjabi rap attack. And this track gets my adrenaline going, but not for causing fungi, it's for prepping for them. Wait a second, I know how that sounds. It's just getting my pump on because you know you gotta have the wicked guns for any situation. The second track is by Amrit and Dr. Zeus called Combination. Anytime you get Amrit and Zeus, that combination together, you see what I did there? Anytime you get these two together, you get something magical. Zeus brings a familiar yet different beat, and Amrit's vocals once again are on point. And the third track that I'll be playing for you here is by Deep Jandu and Divine called Bombay to Punjab. So this is a wicked track because it caught my ear when I first listened to it. It's got the Truth Hurts beat and the Spanish guitar mixed that Deep Jandu just completely rocked on this one. So I absolutely love that. Listening to the flow between Deep and Divine on the lyrics definitely works well because you've got the combination of Punjabi and Hindi, hence Bombay to Punjab. Anyways, let's play a clip of each, and then I'll tell you what my song in 60 seconds is on the other side. Yo, 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 this is the one, the only, the incredible Singh, and this week's song in 60 seconds goes to Amrit Dr. Zeus Combination. This track is off the charts for me. The combination of Amrit and Zeus always makes for an amazing journey from start to finish. As usual, Dr. Zeus puts together a familiar sound, but just different enough that it's not the same as what he's done before. And Amrit's vocals have never ceased to amaze me. He's got this certain swagger about him and how he can transform his voice to hit that perfect note on top of the beat. Sukh Singera, as usual, creates a visual work of art, but I gotta say, the amount of guns used to capture this track might have been a bit much for me, especially just laid out on the sand like that, but I don't know, you thugs might love that kind of thing. Anyways, so that's why Combination is this week's song in 60 seconds. The most important thing is to try to inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. That was by the late and great Kobe Bryant. His words help me want to continue doing this show. Regardless of comments or likes and shares or whatever, this show, this podcast that I do has already helped one person. So I believe that I'm successful. It's helped myself and it's helped at least one other person. That's all that really matters to me. It would be nice to hear your success story as well. If I'm able to help you, that'd be fantastic. Let me know. But let's get back to the music here. We're going to another old school track here by Sarbjeet Chima called Gandasya. Alright guys, so the question I have is COVID-19 a blessing in disguise? I don't know about that, because I think it is. I'll explain why. It shows really how filthy and disgusting people really are. I mean, doctors and medical personnel have been saying it for as long as I can remember. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face, because you'll prevent disease and getting sick and whatnot. So now with COVID-19, people are finally listening, I think. There's obviously a lot of people that are still getting sick. It's still going to happen. Common cold and flu. We still go out. We still do what we need to do. And we just don't, for whatever reason, we don't take the necessary precautions. If you're sick, stay at home. That's really, what we've been saying for years. Like, yeah, like, like you want to, participate and you don't want to miss out on work or school or what have you. But, really, just stay home. Like, that's exactly what they say to us all the time. If you have to go out and you're sick, wear a surgical mask to prevent your coughs and sneezes from flying around and landing on things that people will end up touching. Or, do the whole cough into your elbow thing, as that is a little bit more important to keep yourself safe. I mean, we've gone through SARS, we've gone through mad cow disease, H1N1, and all this other stuff, bird disease, Spanish flu, blah, 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 blah. Now, with this pandemic, it has stopped the NBA. It stopped the NHL. It's closed down, any sort of events, birthday parties, all that sort of stuff, weddings. It's kind of shutting everything down. People are not going to come. People are not going to do these certain things anymore. Schools are shut down. Everybody's basically stepped up their cleaning game now, finally. Especially with workplace scenarios. Like, stuff is disgusting in the workplace situation. Like, sometimes there's no soap, there's no sanitizer, nobody's cleaning any surfaces, and there's no wipes when you want them to try to clean it yourself. And we've already talked enough, or if you haven't heard about it, I'd be surprised if you haven't heard about it. How about no toilet paper when you need it? Well, yes, we have to be aware that people are freaking out about this. I don't know why. It's, not a big deal. That's like the last thing that you'd be like, getting so much of. Hand sanitizer, got it. Soap actually makes sense for it to be run out. Not, toilet paper. Just wipe your butt. Like, it's not a big deal, right? That's the least of my worries, to be quite honest, because just jump in the shower. Like, we're stuck at home anyways. What difference does it make if you don't have any toilet paper? Just wash your ass and that's it. Like, you're good to go. But, that's sort of how people have been behaving. It's sort of what it is, I guess, right? Make sure to wash your hands after the sneezing or whatever it is that you're doing. That's obviously, seems to be more like the common courtesy, the decency, but it's clearly not common. I mean, there's still people that, we're supposed to be practicing social distancing or physical distancing from each other. Be 1 to 2 meters away from the next person. So a lot of people, for the most part, they're practicing that, but there's still a few people that, they're like the close people, where like you're talking to them and they're like right in your face like that, and you're talking to them like this. They're literally like an inch away. Those are the close talkers you definitely want to stay away from. I do feel bad for those people, but I don't feel bad at the same time. I don't know. Like, it's just how can I say this? Like, people just got to stay clean, keep your space. Like, it's really not that hard, but like, people just need to just do it. Every time I end up going to the office, the desks are quite filthy. There's dust, there's coffee stains, there's hair, there's garbage all over the desk. So I spend about 20 minutes cleaning it up. And these are the empty desks. It's not like somebody's desk that actually sits there all the time. because I don't want to mess up their stuff, and they have their own germs, whatever, right? Like, at least with the empty desk, I can just do a proper clean, just move everything to the side, wipe it all down, and then I know it's a completely clean service for me to, you know, participate in my daily activities. But now that this is going on, this is where I say this is a blessing in disguise. There's people in hazmat suits running around and cleaning everything up, where the rest of us, we're sitting there without any mask on, and we're all like open and all that sort of thing. So, but you know, now they're probably cleaning all the desks, the computers, the chairs, like everything's gonna get cleaned up, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, the point is, you know, we're not going to turn into Zombieland or anything like that, Life of the Living Dead, or whatever these shows are called. Like, I don't pay attention to these shows. And, you know, we will definitely get past this. We have with other viruses and diseases in the past. And most likely, you know, like, we'll learn, obviously, like, as a world, we're going to learn, like, you know, what we need to do. You know, Bill Gates came on and said this is the next sort of world war, I guess you could say, where the world is going to be turned upside down, and everybody's got to stay home, and they got to do their due diligence to, you know, get past the war. In the past, it was people going to war to fight and kill each other, and this one, our war is with a virus. Go figure, right? So, you know, we have not really prepared properly for it. Of course not. We just kind of live our daily lives and, you know, do what we think is the most important. Like, social media is most important. Like, you still got to be up to date with TMZ and whatnot, right? So, honestly, a lot of that stuff really doesn't matter, you know. Most importantly, please don't kill anybody over toilet paper. I've seen it around in third world countries, that people are doing stuff like that. Like, over here in Canada, you know, we don't need to do that, and it's unfortunate that, like, you know, shelves are completely wiped clean and people are buying so much. But I think it was a meme that I saw for, I think it was Denmark, you know, one bottle of hand sanitizer was like $4 or something, but 2 bottles is 95. So yeah, you want to buy it, you're gonna fork out the extra cash so you can get it. Instead of enforcing people the other way, which is actually, this is kind of scary. You know, people are like overstocking on like the hand sanitizer and toilet paper and whatnot, but what they're doing is they're getting upset with the cashier that's saying that you have a limit, and that's causing more cause for concern. These people are doing an essential service. If it weren't for them, we literally would not have food on our plate. You know, we're not going to go outside and, you know, start ravaging and whatnot. Like, luckily, like, I'm pretty close. I can get my berries from, you know, the weeds that are outside. What are they called? Raspberries? No, not raspberries. Blackberries. There we go. Sorry, brain freeze there. But I can still get, like, at least something like that. You know, meat and whatnot, it's not here anymore, or a lot less of it. Again, not that big of a deal, not a big deal at all. The thing that kind of surprises me, or I guess really it doesn't really surprise me, it kind of makes sense actually. If people are going to be stuck at home for so long, you know, buying all the deep freezers, buying all the frozen food that's out there, and stocking your deep freeze that you can have, you know, for years and years and years. So by the time you finish eating everything that's in there, it's going to be 30 years later. Yeah, I don't think we need food for 30 years. 1 month, 2 months, yeah. That seems to make sense to me. So please, you know, my ask is, you know, get everything within control, within your portion, within your range. The bottom line is, learn to wash your ass, take a shower. It's literally right in front of you or right next to you, whatever. You're in the bathroom anyways. Just get up and go, for Guru Randhawa's sake. You know where I was going with that. We're going to play a track now. Guru Randhawa, Outfit, on the Incredible Livecast. Alright guys, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, email, and I'm now on Snapchat as well. My postings have been a little bit on the low side lately, but you know, definitely hit me up. I'd rather hear your comments instead. TheIncredibleSing@hotmail.com. Let's keep going with some music here. Galkarni by Twin Beats, Amr Sandhu, Romy Man, GC, and Push Kalon. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of episode number 81. I just want to say thank you so much for practicing social distancing or physical distancing, for washing your hands and washing your ass. Thank you so much for staying clean, wiping down your crap. Just keep it a clean place like we need to be so we can prevent viruses, we can prevent getting diseases and sharing all this stuff. We are at war, people, and don't you forget about it until this pandemic is over. This is the Incredible Singh. Stay positive, stay focused, and stay blessed.